And yeah, so the piece really, the piece is called Undone, and the title came at the end. I always name my pieces when they're finished, and it kind of felt like the right title because it both referred to how I was feeling throughout this whole period, this kind of feeling of just being a bit, the things that are holding me safe and keeping me kind of secure had all been loosened, and everything felt a bit kind of movable in a way that wasn't entirely comfortable. And then at the same time, the piece, kind of to reflect this, in the piece, Sarah detunes her violin by a minor sixth. So the whole kind of structure of the instrument is also kind of coming apart. And because of that, it creates these really strange, unusual sonic effects, especially when she plays low. The strings are really loose and flabby and have this kind of sort of strange, slippery texture. And then similarly, sometimes, because the tautness of the strings is lessened, a note will suddenly shift in pitch randomly, without necessarily meaning to. And I really enjoyed that feeling of this potential for things breaking, but things never quite falling to pieces, but there's this kind of underlying feeling of things not being quite secure. And then in addition to this detuning of the violin, we've also got this sort of unconventional pitch, like tuning system that's being used, which is something that I developed on an instrument I play called the santur, which is an Iranian hammered dulcimer. And that has kind of infinite tuning capacity. You can tune it to sort of any note possible, really. And I just sort of played that for a few days and worked out by ear this very particular tuning system that I wanted to use, which gives this sense of the piece being within itself, having a kind of stability and having a kind of self-contained feeling. But actually, there's something about it which is new and different, and not at all the kind of system that we're used to operating in, because it's this sort of slightly random set of pitches. So yeah, in those ways, the piece was really about, as I say, leaning into how I was feeling and really reflecting on my experience in lockdown, which was this strange feeling of vulnerability and destabilization at the same time as things being oddly very, very normal in some ways. If you stay in your house all day, it doesn't feel like the apocalypse. There's a normality to it, but you're also aware that there's something underneath that's not quite how things were previously and how things might be if you'd wanted them to be that way.